What's going on? Matt Downs here with trickedtins. Today I got something a little different. This is a Southfork SS. Show you what we got going on. This thing's pretty dope. Nice boat. Paint job on it's sick. Not a big fan of the carpet, but it's got something cool inside of it. This floor is actually made out of perforated aluminum. So any water or anything that gets in there will just run right down to the bottom of the boat. It's got a sweet little side console on it. Big back deck. This thing has an 80 Mercury 4-stroke jet engine on it. Big back transom on it. It's definitely a sick boat. This boat is really big. It's a 1856, looks like. What we're gonna be doing to it today is pretty simple. We're just gonna cut a hole up here and we're gonna drop in this recessed foot pedal tray for its trolling motor. And then we're gonna be repairing something that I see a lot on these square nose boats, the flat bottoms. Yeah, he's got a pretty nasty crack in there. And this thing's only a 2018 and it looks like it's already been repaired before, but good thing he brought it to the right place. We're gonna get this thing fixed up and back out on the water. I really dig this floor though. It's super cool. It's got the same floor inside of his front hatch here. This stuff's not cheap either. Definitely a sweet boat. All right, let's get to it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut the hole for this recessed foot pedal tray. That way, if I need to, I can access the backside of this crack to clean it up a little bit with the wire wheel. Then we're gonna throw a little plate over that to reinforce it and get this thing welded up. All right, so I just squared up this hole. I just drew a line with a black marker. Measure 3 times, cut once. That's how we do it. All right, every boat's a little different. You got some serious ribs in here. It's a good thing. The boat deck should be pretty stable. Should be a little bit of pain in the butt to get down in there and cut that all the way through. We're gonna make it happen. Get this out of here, get the foam out of here. We'll see how strong it is once we cut everything out. All right, so we got the hole cut out. This deck is actually still surprisingly very sturdy. Look at all this weld they got in here. They got extra attachments up to this front turnbuckle for the winch pull, and it's still cracking. So we're gonna have to address that from the outside. I am gonna go ahead and throw a little piece, just like a spacer, basically come from this rib up underneath of this rib here where I cut this out. It's really strong still. I mean, it doesn't even flex hardly. I can't even get it to flex at all, to be honest with you, but while it's here and it's open, I might as well do it. I'll do one on either side, and then we'll focus on the front. All right, guys, so the foot pedal tray is supported. As you can see, I span a piece of 1.5, 1/8 in aluminum angle across the 2 ribs that I cut out. And then I took a small piece of 1x1, 1/8 angle from each side down to the floor rib. Makes that thing basically like a kickstand. And did the same thing on both sides. It's a little tough to get down in there and weld, but I got the job done. Now that that's finished, let's get over here and get to work on this big crack over here. All right, so obviously this boat's a little bit bigger than most of the boats I work on. That's why I'm doing it here at the shop. I had to go get my brother and some of the guys to help me what I did was I just chalked up the tires. We got 2 guys on the front, 2 guys on the back, and we pushed this boat back about 8 inches just to get it up off of here. I love these winches the way they're set up because it's got a bolt right here. All you gotta do is loosen that bolt and you can pull this whole thing off. And I wanna get this area clear so I can get up in here and do a good repair job. All right, so now that we got our piece burned out, I'm gonna clean it up. What I'm gonna do is just drop it right over top of here like that. It'll help sipping it up a lot. I'm gonna clean it up real good, and then I'm gonna get it welded in there. Let's get back to work and wrap this project up. All right, so this job is completed. We installed the foot pedal tray. I didn't screw it down because he's still got to run his wiring. I just had to cut the hole and support it with some kickstands. I did put a pretty large patch on the bottom here, but it was split pretty bad. I didn't want that to happen to him again. I used 3/16 inch thick aluminum. Sucks I had to mess his paint job up, but you know, it is what it is. I think it's gonna be a whole lot sturdier. I don't think he'll be coming back to repair this thing again. I really do like this boat though. This thing is so cool looking. The sides of it just flare up right there. It makes it look really aggressive. I really like the floor in it with the perforated. It's a sick idea. The whole thing is just cool. He left the keys in it, and it's pretty nice out here. If he wasn't on the way, I might run this thing over to the river and drop it in and run around for a few minutes, but I'd have to make sure it was cool with him. This video was kind of on the whim. Wasn't really planning on doing this. Just had the opportunity fall in my lap. Thought I'd share with you guys what I'm up to. Just another day in the life. Trick Tins. Appreciate you guys watching, and stay tuned, because I got a bunch of other cool stuff coming up.